Today we're going through the best and worst tattoo TikToks I could find in some of the comments. Let's jump into it, okay? Neck tattoos have got to be one of the hardest things to pull off, and I swear the amount of times I see it not pulled off, it's incredible. They almost always look like crap. Let's see this one. Okay, so not only is this a neck tattoo, but it's also a cover-up. Hard thing to pull off. Let's see this thing. God. Okay, so you guys aren't blind, you guys have eyes. That looks like a bad looking tattoo. Now, obviously, there's a few things we can discuss. The fact that they made the petals black and the bulb red, just dumb looking, okay? Just dumb looking. And you know the guy was like, hey, I want a red rose, and the tattooer was like, yeah, but I need to use black to cover it up, and it just looks scratchy, barely in the skin. It looks dumb, like just the idea of making a red bulb next to a black petal, like it's just bad. Bad decision, followed by another bad decision, and you're just left with this pile of crap. The major takeaway is one, neck tattoos are extremely difficult to pull off. The second thing is that neck tattoos that are also cover-ups, almost impossible for the average tattooer. Also, like, why are people in such a rush to put crap on their neck? I don't get it. It's kind of like, you know, neck tattoo now feels less crazy because so many people get face tattoos, but the reality is that, like, it's a big deal. And most people don't get good ones. And it drives me crazy because I'm like, hey, dude, you can have a crappy sleeve. You can have a crappy looking torso, but you better not have a crappy looking neck tattoo, because if I see it in public, I'm gonna stare at that thing and I'm gonna say, I hate it. And you ask me, which no one ever asked me if I like their tattoos, because they all know that I'll say I hate it, but I go, ooh, I hate it. Chop that neck off, dude. Chop it off. On to the next. Okay, we got a gat hole, but it looks like a poppy. It looks like a booty hole. It looks like anything other than a gat hole. In case you're wondering why I sound like an idiot talking about this subject, I have to be very cautious because YouTube will be like, boop. They'll be like, nope, you get no monies for that video because you said that one word. And I'm always like, oh, God. In case anyone's been watching this channel for a long time and they're like, Kirk is starting to mature in his vocabulary. Nope, just been getting a hit with a lot of demonetizations. But yeah, this is a gat hole. I think I could use that. But yeah, looks like a booty hole. It looks like a poppy. It looks like anything but what it's supposed to look like, okay? It took me at least, I don't know, 45 seconds to a minute and a half to really understand what I was looking at, because I was just like so captured by how dumb it looked. I was like, it looks like an exploding star. I don't know. It's all dumb. And like, hey, why don't you use a couple different reds to make it look like that? I don't know. It's just like so stupid. This tattooer, who I know sucks at tattooing, picked a bad reference. I don't know what they had to Google to find this reference, but like, I would not want to be on that side of their Google, because yeah, it just looks like crap. It looks like a turd coming out of a stank hole. Can you see anything else? I don't know. Leave a comment. What do you think this actually looks like? On to the next. Okay. So we got like a get ready with me of a person shaving their whole head and putting in contacts. Good for them. I hope their contacts went in smooth. We're obviously all looking at this weird looking tattoo where it's like kind of tribal, kind of vines, kind of something or other. I don't know what I'm looking at. Okay. In my head, this is clearly a very fresh tattoo, as you can still see some bruising around the shoulders, which is very common. But like all of you, I'm very confused on what this tattoo is eventually gonna be. I'm curious if it's going to be a blackout type of scenario where they're just like, you know, laying down the groundwork to black all this stuff out, or are they gonna fill in all this double line stuff in black? Who knows? This is a mystery of mysteries. Looking at this thing, I was like, I need to know. I gotta keep updated on this thing. Send me some notifications, bruh. I gotta see what this looks like. I will say, if they black this out and those are the spaces where they're gonna do it, they left those spaces too thin. That is not gonna work. That is a bad idea. Like most of this tattoo is just gonna be blacked out and it's gonna look like it's almost just a complete blacked out torso. Now, if they fill in those little lines, that'd be kind of interesting. Not good, just interesting. I'd be like, oh, that's a way to do a tattoo. I don't like it, but I don't know. I'm not supposed to like this one. I am not supposed to like this one. And honestly, I don't know. I don't know where they're gonna go from here. I just saw this, I was like mesmerized. I was like, I need to look at that some more. Send me this one when it's all finished. Because if it stays like this, I'm gonna be like very disappointed. On to the next. Okay, let me give you some context before we go into this jabroni's tattoo seminar. I've talked about this guy in the past. I've said very mean things. I stand by those very mean things. I'm sure I still mean it. Let's hear about his tattoo schools. And I'm gonna stop it here and there to kind of, talk about him.
I've been called skinny pants, fed, Pop Warner teacher, no tats, because I have no tats. I got them lasered off, right? And one that they always call me clown. And then this last one kind of got me, snake oil salesman.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest, if you're a tattooer making content and those are the things people call you, get over it, okay? You're a crybaby. We'll add that to the list. You soft, we're also gonna add that to the list. And yeah, one time I was having a conversation with a guy who I will not name, but he does something in tattooing that I think is so stupid, idiotic, dumb, and he started getting threats in, over phone calls and text messages and stuff like that. And even then I was like, bro, welcome to tattooing. People throw out all sorts of stuff and it doesn't mean it's good. It just means like, if you've been in tattooing long enough, someone's made some sort of threat against you. Like if you open up a shop, people say awful crap, they call each other. It's just like one of the nastier parts of tattooing, which I do not condone. But also, it's like, you're in tattooing, dude. What do you expect? Like everybody to act like a mature adult? No. And if they're just calling you a clown, first off, this guy is a clown. Get over it. But yeah, I was just like, shut up, you whiny baby. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Obviously, I don't condone violence in any way, ever. We're not idiots. Do not take what I said as like, oh, Kirk thinks it's cool. No, I'm just saying that's what happens in tattooing. It's happened to me. It's all good. Part of it. Get over it.
You are their competition. That's how they see you. They see you as a threat. So they're afraid of you. They'll say anything to discourage you. They'll make fun of you guys. They'll comment bad about you guys, about tattoo schools. They'll say this is not the right way to learn. And they'll say that you guys are weak. They'll say all kinds of stuff, right? Because like I said before, they know that it's gonna take you 1 year because of technology to get to the level that they were at 6 years.
Okay, so he's kind of hinting at this idea that like older tattooers are not gonna like the people who learn how to tattoo in tattoo schools. And what he's saying, why they're not gonna be liked by these older tattooers is because they're just so talented after 1 year of tattooing. Which yes, younger tattooers are getting better sooner. But that's not the case for anyone I've ever known who went to a tat school or really learned how to tattoo by themselves. It's such a rare person who learned how to tattoo by themselves that is better than other tattooers immediately. That's just the facts. Most kids who pick up a tattoo machine with no guidance, learned at a tat school after 2 days of a seminar, none of those kids in this class are gonna be very good. There's just not. Now, if you ever made an apprentice of a very skilled tattooer, for example, I have 2 apprentices. Pepe, who's a very good tattooer, is probably better than I was after, he's been tattooing not that long. He's probably better than I was in some ways than I was at 1 year. He's not so impressive of a tattooer, although he's very talented. I was actually a very talented young tattooer. I just stalled out the rest of my career, but I caught up pretty quickly. So he's on par, good for him. But my other apprentice, Jojo, her tattooing is where I was when I was about 5 years in. And that's honestly because she's just so talented and just has this deep understanding of art and tattooing. And with a little bit of guidance, she was able to excel like so fast. That's just the reality of it. But she also tattooed by herself for a long time, and she sucked, okay? Trash. She was garbage because she had no one to guide her into tattooing. Like, this is stone cold facts. She had tattooed by herself for multiple years. She couldn't tattoo to save her life. She was doing such hot piles of crap. A little bit of guidance, she's tattooing like a champ. Better than your mom. Better than most of your guys' tattooers. So like this idea that these people who take this seminar from this jabroni are going to like skip the line and be so much better than everyone else around him is BS. And he is selling snake oil because of stuff like this. You're like, really, dude? You think you're so good at teaching that you're just gonna be able to like make a whole classroom of people get so much better than every other tattooer in a 2-day course? Come on, get the hell out of here, dude. I watched the stuff you guys talk about. He's a jabroni, and yeah.
Okay? Because if you talk to these guys that I've been telling you about that work in the shop, they're going to be like, yeah, your work's no good, or we're not hiring, or whatever. But in reality, the one that you should be talking to is the shop owner. I've been called skinny pants.
The point he's trying to make is that like you should really talk to the owner and not the guys who work at the shop. And the reality is like, be honest with these people. No one's going to hire a person who learned how to tattoo at a tat school. It's just not going to happen. You walk into my shop and you tell me that you learned how to tattoo at a tat school, I'm gonna look at your portfolio. Your portfolio is gonna suck because you had no one around to teach you how to actually tattoo except for this dork after 2 days. And I'm gonna go, nope, not in a million years, not in 3 million years. And you're gonna go to any good shop and they're gonna say the same thing because none of us respect this platform. None of us respect some guy in the middle of the class that we've never seen who's gonna be like, oh yeah, you put the tube in like this. And you know, no one respects these people. It's just not, we don't. If they were so amazing, they probably would have walked into a tattoo shop, got an apprenticeship, and did it that way. But they're not. Or if they were really amazing and they didn't need a tat school and they just started tattooing their friends at their house and they were amazing, there's a better chance of me hiring someone who didn't have an apprenticeship than of me hiring someone who went to a tat school. I'd be like, dude, why would you think you're gonna learn from him? And I've seen his portfolio, I can't find it. Like, he doesn't show his tattoos. He knows nothing as far as I'm concerned. And as far as any other tattooer is concerned, these people are scam me. On to the next. But I do want to say, like, again, I don't care about the kids that learned at the tattoo school. I think it was a bad, dumb, stupid decision. I don't think it's going to work out in your favor, but I think you got, like, I feel bad for people who get ripped off by not knowing something, you know, and sometimes they see something, they think, oh, this is the answer, and they go for it, and it's like, oh, you kind of got gypped. But it's okay, dude. Keep going. Find a shop. Find someone. Learn how at your house. I don't care how you do it. Keep going. But yeah, understand that no one likes tat schools at all. And I would probably say that you went to a tat school exactly 0 times to any tattooer because we're going to make fun of you relentlessly because it's funny. You know, it is. It is. On to the next. Speaking about people who are going to be made fun of relentlessly. Okay. Bruh, I don't know you. I don't know your relationship, but you look like a goof. Ugh. I don't mean to be Mr. Tough Guy or anything like that because honestly, I'm not Mr. Tough Guy. I'm in a very loving relationship with my old lady. I love her to death. But if she's kissing me like this in the middle of a tattoo, even when I'm getting her name, bro, dude, it's like a 4-second tattoo, dude. Toughen up or just like, I don't know, like that. There's something so weird about this to me. Like when I watch it, I'm like, is he not capable of going through this pain without being like babysat, like kissed on the forehead type of stuff? I don't know, it just makes me feel like kind of goofy. Again, I don't know their relationship. I don't care about their relationship at all. If I was a tattooer and I had to watch that, I'd be like, what is going on here? I'll piece it together for you. Tattooing hurts. We all get it. We all know it hurts, don't feel good. But this type of like, oh, type of stuff does not equate to what's happening in a tattoo. You know, like homeboy just finds out he's gonna die of some disease, like maybe he needs some rubs, you know? But you're not gonna film it. I don't know. It's just like the pain to the reaction of the girlfriend says to me that there's weirdness. That's weird. That's weird. Like, okay, if I stub my toe, I'm bleeding all over the place, and you know, I'm going through all this pain, I'm like, that's the face you make. You're like, damn it, why did I do that? And my girlfriend came over and was like, oh, baby, let me kiss it. I'd be like, no, what are you doing? Why are you doing that to me? Like, what the fuck? What are we doing? I'm not a child. I ain't a baby. I don't need to be held. I'm gonna go through this pain and I'm gonna get over it, and I'm pissed off I stubbed my toe. I hate that I'm bleeding all over the place, but like weird. Like what happened? What happened that you can't handle this 4-second line work tattoo? I don't know. And to be honest, I don't think any of this happens without the camera being there. To be honest, like I think it's really just, I hope it's just for the real. I hope he's more than capable of not needing head scratches to get through a tattoo, but that looks goofy. I don't care if it's your first tattoo. There is this other part of this where sometimes the client's girlfriend, or it tends to be men. It tends to be men, okay? Sometimes it's women, it tends to be men, where like the girlfriend will almost like allow the client to be such a baby. Like, you're like, dude, this stuff hurts. Don't act like this for a 4-second tattoo. I don't know, I can't even like, I don't know. Also for me, like as a tattooer, I hate watching stuff like this. I'd be like, ugh, it makes my stomach hurt. Like, you know when you watch like pimple popping videos and your mouth feel like it gets saliva-y and stuff, and I'm like, ugh, affection like this in front of me bums me out. That might be my own personal thing, but I'm gonna stick with that. Next. Look at this tattoo. You think this guy needed someone to rub and kiss him? I don't think so. I don't think so. That is such a cool tattoo. Like there is nothing about this that I can even like, I am blown away at its existence, okay? That gray and how smooth that gray looks is an almost impossible task. And obviously, I am just blown away that it exists. Like, it is crazy to look at. It's beautiful, it's elegant, it's so strong. If I could trade all my tattoos, like I mean that, I mean this. If I could trade all of my tattoos for this torso, I would definitely consider it, 100%. Because that is just like some beautiful looking tattoos. I don't think it would look that good on me. Not because I'm not Asian, dude. Stop being weird, okay? No, just because I'm so dark in comparison. Like this guy's very light. This type of gray probably looks better on such a fair-skinned person. Probably. I don't know that for sure because I don't have the tattoo, but this tattoo looks amazing. Just high quality, sick tat. Type of stuff you dream about, you think about it, it never happens for you because you suck in comparison to this guy. On to the next. You add a brick background to your tattoo instead of clouds. Oh, Jesus Christ. You should have put clouds. No, clouds would have sucked too. There's no way that you would know that that was brick. If they didn't say, hey, I added brick background, you'd have no clue. Not a single clue. Sometimes people, try things and they fail. When I was a young tattooador, when I was just a kiddo, I almost did blood drops throughout this entire sleeve. It wasn't my idea. It was one of my friends who's a tattooer. He was like, let's just do blood drops throughout the whole thing. And I was like, you think it'll look good? And he was like, maybe. We drew it on. We didn't do it. I think now it probably would have been a cool idea. Back then it was a really weird idea. I'm kind of glad we didn't do it because sometimes fillers look stupid and ruin sleeves, just like this brick. I didn't do it. I still have time to fill things up. Maybe I'll stars and dot this arm. I don't know. I don't really care. Someone in the comments was like, Kirk, with all due respect, you should get more tats. And I'm like, hey, bro, let me live my life. No, I want to get more tattoos. I just don't want bad ones anymore. I'm going to only get the best of the best, which means that I can really, I mean, it's not even like the best of the best. It's just the ones that I want the most. So I have to really go travel and collect. But like, honestly, I got other things to take care of, you know? Like, I could get tattooed my whole life. I'm not in any rush. Don't really care that much. I think people try and get sleeves and do all sorts of crazy crap too early. On to the next. So every once in a while in my life, I've been wrong. I've been wrong every once in a while. It doesn't happen very often. And very rarely, especially when it comes to tattoos, do I change my mind on things. It's a rare occasion. I've been pretty consistent about the things that I like in tattooing since I was 19 years old. I'm 34 now. Not much has changed. Like, tattoos I used to think look cool are still the ones I think look cool now. That's something that's really, it's been consistent. It's been consistent. This time, I'm kind of wrong, okay? I was wrong as a young adult, and now as I'm maturing, I go, ooh, there's something I like in this, okay? And let's see this real, because it's going to kind of trip. Dude, I have never in my whole entire life liked blue wave sleeve tattoos. If you put blue waves in a tattoo sleeve, I almost always hated it. And that's Japanese blue waves, right? Like where it's like this, it got blue wind bars, it's got blue finger waves, this type of thing. I might be changing my mind a little bit. Because like, not only is this one really cool, but I've seen other times where I'm like, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. And sometimes when they're done right, they look cool. Let's look at this sleeve. Now, in case you have no idea what I'm talking about at all, usually finger waves and wind bars and water bars are done with only black and gray. In Japanese tattooing, normally just black and gray. That's it. And that looks amazing, right? We already saw that guy with the full Japanese bodysuit where I was like, oh, I trade my things for that. You saw that? That was all black and gray water bars, right? Black and gray. This is a blue version of something like that. And you go like, maybe Kirk was wrong a little bit. Like maybe it could be done really well to the point where Kirk's wrong. Maybe Kirk is wrong. It happens almost never. Unless you ask my girlfriend, then she'd be like, oh, he's wrong all the time, you idiots. But this, yep. That looks so cool. If I saw that in real life, I'd be like, damn, son, look at this one, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong sometimes. So rarely. No, I'm just kidding. I'm wrong all the time, obviously. I'm a human being. Just looking at this sleeve, how many different blues did they use? I think there's a dark blue. There's black, there's dark blue, there's a medium tone blue, and then there's this like baby blue. 4 different colors in this sleeve, and it just looks so solid. The tattooer, whoever did this, brilliant, smart, crazy talented, very nicely done, and the saturation on this couldn't be more right. I hate being wrong. This case, I'm wrong. So wrong. This one's super cool. There's other ones out there that are really cool. Khalil. I feel like there's a guy named Khalil. Khalil Ritney. He's a tattooer. I believe he tattooed at Tattoo City for a long time until it closed. I feel like he's done blue. Yes, Khalil. Tattoo City, dude. Tattooed with the great Ed Hardy. He's done some blue finger waves that probably changed my mind on most for people who could do it. Also, my friend Micah Cottle, he also helped change my mind with that. Sometimes blue finger waves look awesome. Sometimes. Very rarely. This time it's pulled off. On to the next. What's in the box? Okay, we got some stipple dot thingerbob lion tattoo. Lions are really hard to pull off. We've talked about that in the past. This looks like a waste of time to me. It looks like a waste of time. So obviously they stippled a bunch of dots, circled a bunch of dots to make it look like it's a tattoo. They did it very well. Like that part of the artistry, you know, I guess I want to say that I'm impressed by that type of artistry, but I'm really not, because let's be honest, a computer did it. Let's just be straight up, you know, like a computer did that and they had to stencil it and they stenciled it really well and they tattooed it, like executed these dots pretty well. But it looks like a giant waste of time. Because I think that a lot of that tattoo will just kind of become a big smudgy blob to the point where none of it is really like noticeable, or, you know, like being able to like really tell the difference between anything that's going on here. That's how I personally feel about it. I could be wrong. I don't think I am. I don't think this is going to be a blue finger wave thing. I think this is going to be a smudgy pile of turds in about 4 to 15 years. I'm going to guess. Like, let me think. This tattoo will be a mess and extremely hard to understand in exactly 8 years and 3 months. And that's going to be like, dude, I get a back piece. And if my back piece looks like a turd in exactly 8 years and 3 months, that's not a good back piece. Because I think, like, you know, like dots will get bigger, everything will get bigger, and this will probably get to the point where it's just like, oh, do you see whiskers anymore? No, because that subtle little thing that was all stippled in there, gone. Oh, like the difference between where the hair comes out and the eye, gone. Like all that stuff, it's gonna be gone. And you're gonna be like, ooh, 8 years and 3 months. Text me in what's 8 years and 3 months from now? If I'm still making videos, send this one to me and I'll comment on it. On to the next. Azamp, A-Z-A-M-P. I'm gonna leave this here. This is a Dan Higgs Druid tattoo. I got one right here. It's not as cool as this. One, because it's not the size of a fist. It's a cool tattoo. If you don't like cool tattoos, cool. I don't like you. No, I'm just kidding. One of my favorites, very interesting. I like how he changed the design just a subtle amount. Looks beautiful, looks solid. If you're interested in getting cool tattoos, I'm sure there's a cool tatter around you to do it. Yeah.